April 10, 2020. I get a very good crew with me tonight, and I believe so we get to enjoy the program because we get master sabi people in the health business, and also my usual guest, we now Miss Matilda Cole. We I want to thank him very much for where he took the chair for me last week, and it looked like say the praise are so much now. So look at they can hand over the chair to him very soon because they say they face me, so they like that refreshing face on the screen. But for concerning the topic tonight, family, as soon as all know, say the coronavirus, nothing we will not play with. And like say we from week to week, we find out say this number they increase and it get worse and worse. With me tonight, I get people in way God bless we for put them that we missed. We get Miss Baby Naya winner a nurse for a long time, and also one of the legends in our salon where it don't come at this country and instead don't be somebody where it don't join the healthcare system and somebody where it don't witness this coronavirus, the COVID-19 firsthand. So I go start with Miss Baby. Make you go introduce himself first to family them. Over to you, Miss Baby.
Okay, family them una do all this now. Khadija Baby Jalo, as my brother Mohammed said, I don't be nurse for over 20 years. So this is opportunity. I mean, it's not a good one, but at the same time, it's great for Lewe Budea for talk to one about this coronavirus we begin talk about last week. So now we go continue. Thank you so much, and I'm happy to be again.
Thank you very much, Miss Khadija, and also Miss Baby, because they know say if you want follow make a light on you, and also for people them way they know about salon business and on the war long up now salon during the war and after the war. One of the legends them way most of we look up to, they come up when that Desage, and as somebody waiting at the well body business back in this country, I go say over to you, sir, make you introduce to family them.
Crucial me fambolem. This is not a lyrical warrior for your mambo that is Saj. Kondo iti mama kansi bubu jama fangadama. Rongo where you garale that is Saj kampuli saga. I'm glad to be here today, and as you all know, I'm an entertainer, but I also find myself in the healthcare provider system, which are the two clash today. So I tell you, I thank you, VS Television, for bringing me on board. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daddy Saj. And also, I want to turn to Miss Matilda Cole for making going to this to farm model. Over to you, madam.
Fambulem, una adu, una thank you.
All right, thank you. I say thank you to my guests them, and again, I know someone is share, so I'll go ahead and share because tonight we really want to talk about very serious topic them, Naya, and as soon as know, at the beginning of the show, I tell you the COVID-19, when the coronavirus, where we all know, nothing is still spread as like a wildfire. We don't do Baku things them, the government and the TI, we the citizens say the TI, we don't do restrict some of the movements them, we don't deprive ourselves for so many things them because we want to make this TI go away. Up to this day, I go say kudos first to we people them, we government and Salone, and we Salone people them because as of today, we don't get one new case when 8. Even though we don't want no single case in the country, but also we will say thank you because the way it is spread for we get 8 and no death, I believe say we will not take the good news out of the bad news. The good news is that we not get no death and 8 number we get, and we believe say pretty soon the number will come down instead of up. So make us start with two masters, sabi people and them people away the day before this fight, and also we all look up to now because plenty people and then they get plenty misinformation and state. So like to Ms. Khadija first now, somebody where you don't know the healthcare business for a long time. So from another media last week when I get a program on this COVID-19. So from last week to this week, waiting you don't experience and waiting the things in way you don't see as new things in way you go make family know about, or something we feel say last week now this way but this way it don't change. Over to you, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, because we did as soon as the United States, like just what my brother say, this coronavirus, because of the way it's transmission mode, the way they go from person to person, way they deviate, they change from different countries. So every country, they look at something. What we nurses, we call evidence-based, service. When you get evidence-based from the patients, their experience, and waiting other country they apply, when they do, will make the thing they reduce, now they implement. So we get what we call CDC now. So they don't implement this cloth mask. We talk about mask last week. Why you know sample them of them? Why this one at the N95. We get other one we then call N100. Was shown back last week. So this is more within the nurse providers and they use. But the main important thing for me the whole country made able to contain this number to 8 way days so we able bring and calm down. Because there is also something called a curve where we say after the exposure where this coronavirus on come, every country get time where it pick up. When now they see most of the infections and we don't spread, people and they show signs and go sick, now they get them. So we want to maintain that coverage of flat curve. So the best way America don't do even Maryland state to say so they make a mandatory for no wear mask go come on a door where you mingle with even when you go do grocery. So like what to me so now that Dove cut market, we believe say if everybody just take a head tie and cover a nose and try for protect your breath when they talk, the saliva how they commode because this virus again, it's just a research where they go on and on how the mechanism, how long it is in the air. So they look for contact precaution, they look for droplets as well as airborne. So the mask for everybody put them on as Sierra Leone, if you say that they will help we a lot if we self-implement the same thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Khadija.
Yeah.
May God bless you for that few synopsis there and explanation. So now I come to the research. Most of we grew up in Salone. We know you as a musician, somebody where they entertain, somebody where a legend. Today, plenty of we not even know say you know I'm a nurse. Only few people are able to know say that the surgeon are a nurse in the United States and a day in front of this fight. So I'll go let you tell family them small thing about your own experience, where you come and how you get into the medical field, and also your own personal experience about this COVID-19. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Well, everybody know me as a musician, as an entertainer, and I'm proud to say I did a good job in the field, in the world of entertainment. But I personally grew up with a passion, which is to one day become a medical doctor. But because of Salone and coming from a humble background and no opportunity and no connection, nothing to get me to that path, I always keep the dream dark, until one day God blessed me through privilege, I call them. I have fed myself in the United States of America. And after 1-2 years, I was like, I think I can pursue my dreams now. I can take a break and go and start this dream. And it was the biggest decision I ever make in my life. And that is something I'm proud of. And but after getting into the field, my first job now, I work as a supervisor as a home visiting nurse. I work for the biggest visiting nursing home nursing agency in New York City called VNS, which everybody knows. And I was the supervisor for like the whole of Queensboro. So, and it paid me very well, very well. It was like it be like I know they even do nothing. So it be like now feeding they pay me because my job is so easy. I started 2016, 17, 18. 2019, I was like, you know what? I want to be a nurse. I'm tired with this paperwork and just go home and visit and see what's they going and monitor. I want to get my hands on dirty. I want to get my practical skill updated and everything. So I found myself in the emergency room. And as a nurse or anybody we understand healthcare nursing, when you say you work at the emergency room, that means you are the front line of the war zone, like right in front. So anything that to you was then they come, So with this COVID, for cut and shorts, it was a disaster because that's what I do for the past 3 months, dealing with COVID infected patients. Like where I go work 12 hours, say I come on, those are the people I deal with, those are the people I treat, because time of hospital be so infected, the emergency room, until the thing be turned to a disaster. Like people are dying every second. Like we not get enough machines. And then, but on WEO side, the trouble was that at a particular time, I can count back, we don't even get resources. We don't even get enough masks, enough protective gears for protect ourselves. But this is our passion. This is what we paid for. This is what we live for. So we can't do anything. We can't run away. We use the same infected mask for 2-3 days until until we get supplies again and things. So we all put ourselves at big risk, 100% risk. You know, most of my colleagues, them sick. You know, most some of the doctors, them while they work with die, lose their family. I'm telling you, some of them still sick till today. And it was hell, you know, until myself the thing just. So for me, I always say I be no say I get but I mean I don't present any symptom. Maybe when I'm sick, when I admit me, I don't ever. I'm totally asymptomatic. So, but it's by the grace of God. I was living with this thing, and until the team said no, enough is enough. You know. So, but I'm happy day like today. I'm COVID free. My immunity don't reinforce. And but the experience, I don't wish anybody for good trying because me we sit on the talk at a point I died in my bed because I was unconscious, I cannot breathe, I cannot eat. I did not even know myself. I don't sabiuda na me. But God bring me back. So and that day when I see the video we go out worldwide, it better where I do one because I not be one for doing because I was worried about the stigmatization, me that is Sarge. People then go begin afraid for even talk to me. People then go begin where they can and they run for me. Because you know the mentality for culture also we come out, especially Salone. But I was like, if I don't do this now, God was speaking to me, Sarge, when you go do them, we don't be look my face now, I look I look like Motaman now, but let me tell you, a week ago, I look like a zombie. So it was guts for me to really come out and not be ashamed, despite my stature, despite whatever. And I did it, not for show off, not for get fame, what's in a fame, you know, but for let people believe and say this is real. It kill you, you know, get medicine, and then they play. I like almost muscle. You get me, a big guy. If you see me real person in the public, big, I got muscles. You know, but listen, look at me right now. I look like a little boy. You know, so I do. I mean, I hope say, you know, it could sell out a positive outcome and message to people out there, and especially we people in a salon, you know, which I care most and I could make I do the video.
Thank you very much. I mean, again, it's not a blessing for most of we because you talk about one important thing where you talk about the stigmatization, and plenty times if you somebody we not wish will happen to anybody, but somebody like you way all man knows say oh another research this it come out say I get them, but listen now this way we will fight them. Then we relate to you more than an ordinary person where you know get money or not want to be in the spotlight. So again, what you do now a big sacrifice, and I don't know if you know, but I believe say you don't save plenty lives unknowingly. So sorry. So Matilda, like come to you, Miss Matilda. I mean, because we know say Salone we just done the 3 days lockdown, and we don't understand say 14 days that they're on the way. Pretty soon a partial lockdown. From your perspective, how effective if the 3 days be, and what's in the things that if the government need for learn from that 3 days, or they can go to the 14 days that the citizen not go, then go able accept what's in the go on and able comply because it's like two-way street. The government and officials and within our state for realize the citizens said get needs and help. Citizens for realizing it for save their life. So these two sides need for work together for make it still work. As somebody when I that the policy side you study. What now you advise people give it, say and them say, okay, officer then this time I need for do citizens we need for do for let the thing work.
Okay, thank you very much. So for me, I honestly feel say with the lockdown we get a 50% success and a 50% failure. And some people then go say, Matilda, that is a very harsh judgment, or that is a very harsh, mark. No, not a very harsh mark. You now go bear with me and bear me witness say our government wasn't well prepared for even this 3 days lockdown. And we also see in certain areas, they say some of we citizens them not been really understand how lockdown they work. And we also see say some law enforcement authorities not know their role in the process or the implementation of a lockdown. For instance, we see a report wey come following the lockdown wey say government spend 4 billion leons during the lockdown period for take care of the vulnerable people them inside the country. Now, my question to that is 4 billion leon not to pikin money. Wetin me see go on, I don't think is amountable or can be justified for 4 million leons. Okay? Within the vulnerables them where they say them provide for them, if don't tell we exactly how they go about for spend this money where they say them. Now, me when Sidon I also go talk say, when you're talking about vulnerables, you not just they talk about the person way blind, the person way old, the person way not the worker, the person way not the talk, or the cripple way in a street, or the people that way in a mental home. Make we not forget say inside we history, we also get the amputees them, war amputees them, war victims them, war rape, war orphans them. Inside this vulnerable way that they talk about, did they consider this segment of population? Because that is also government. We see a video outside and they beat somebody where obviously it look like for say the person not there in a full mental capacity. Now, shouldn't the police have been trained to recognize such person on the street? That if you see somebody like that then at the street for say, okay, this person is not there by himself, he not there with himself. Instead of you they whip Ratlan or they whip this person unnecessarily, isn't it your job to safeguard this person? We see another video where some guys them were flogged by the police for they call and they say civil disobedience because we almost supposed for sit on our horse, then go sit on our attire base. Yes, they have flouted the law, but was that the right course of action? You know what I mean? We see video also where we see say people in sit down at their homes, then at their different veranda, then the police go meet them and assault them for sit down at their veranda. The veranda are part of the home. If not the streets them been there, them been gather, then there was cause for such maybe action. But the veranda are part of the home. You know what I mean? So for me, in this partial lockdown, during this partial we see also a situation where the essential workers, them, the nurses, them, not being they were not given pass. The pass where they need for gonna work, they're not being get them. We see how they struggle with transportation. We see nurses, them, they don't go work then and they work on foot. For reaching at different destinations, then the only thing we make they were not harassed is because they can be recognized by their uniforms. We know for say we hear stories of people going hungry for the 3 days complete. They not get food because they happen to fall in the thresholds of the poor, the most vulnerable in our society. So me go really like for even during this 14 days partial lockdown, as they call it, a curfew, I go like for make them really go on the drawing board, make them really sit down, think and strategize and look beyond outside of the box and see, okay, what did we miss the last time? How can we make it better? And as we go along, I go to drop some key pointers them for help them hopefully they listen to this little creativity with Sidona Yaso and not say it is Titi just like for talk. But trust me, this creativity gets some something in coconut. I go they drop the nuggets them for una as we they go along for see how we make this thing here so better for we all na Salone.
Well, thank you very much because again, I know your passion and I know where you come from, but like I said, it's not two-way street, and so we talk on the dog, get for talk on the bone as well. Because some of them people here themselves, the doctor below be here, though some of Salone board them back and sister know they listen. Some people really will fully come back in the street. So, but again, this is not a learning process. I believe this first street is going to learn. We all, the government and everybody, one set of thing way. Because one thing I take from the president way, I give him kudos for. The first of the lockdown, people in kind of street for bill water, picking them, then tweet them water, then tweet them, they robbers, everything. They come and say, we'll go fix this. The following day, ask Guma Valley to them for come, go and different neighborhood and supply them water. So from that, I believe they learn a whole lot from them. And as we go, people then go learn from them as well. Like come back to Auntie Khadija. That is access but something where a very necessary way, I think say most healthcare workers them. Then they monitor them right now. But if you know the part of the team, you know say that thing they go on. We will talk about the PPE, the personal protective equipment, them like the mask, the gown, the goggles, and anything for save your life. Plenty jobs are not getting right now. In fact, me on jobs have asked people for work the same mask for 3 days. So as somebody where you don't, because we know the CDC don't tell you not to think they work outside the hallway, come inside the room and for the dispose of immediately. But don't reach this crisis side and tell you say thing don't come and come. Now we don't find out say if in hospital they say they now say use the same thing for 3 days. So what are your advice for your own Salone nurses and doctors the way they out there? So somebody we don't think in the field. What's advice we give we concerning them then they follow we go keep yourself safe and come home to family themselves.
So like how you say, because each protective PPO they use gets different infection or they use them for. But with this case, so we get all three when our contact droplets and as well as airborne. We all they anticipate because there is no confirmation of all the research where they go on at the world. So I think like this word why I use they said evidence-based practices, because for Sierra Leone now we only have 8 confirmed cases. So we are in a very positive side for let we apply the same method way other countries they use way positive. Like waiting the Ebola window. I believe say most of the healthcare workers who been lost, may their souls rest in peace now because of inappropriate PPE, either the application or the accessibility. So now, having said that, now that Salone we get these 8 confirmed cases with already quarantine in place, we hope and pray the government will take an example and bring expertise in, because in nursing there's something called in-services and demonstration or simulation. So you need for sure you nurses them like ongoing. You know, just so this person like they don't be nurse forever. I know they do in-services or get trained. This is the ignorance, so they go now boku people in aid. Not so because you get degree means say you not get for land. You get for land every day. You go to classes. You get for recertification. Now they do now. So I hope say they get people in done that the Ministry of Health, and I believe they should have had this in place, where they train their healthcare workers who they go meet them patient they are so then get the right appropriate PPEs. So that the spread don't go to the workers. Because now what's it happen in America? But most of the time, that them workers there and they contaminate patients and now.
Right.
So this is the circle where they go on right now. Well, like what my brother say, the PPEs then so they get for go disinfect them because then they believe say when water and soap, now they kill this virus. Then they put if you go work on site and now they let you mask it inside America. I understand the shortage they go on, here, which is, it's not acceptable, but we have to do what we have to do. We cannot run from this patient because you self can be patient, like we bought that Sarge. It puts in life for work, then in be a patient. So we all they fight and pray may not happen to me. But I hope say we workers then at Sierra Leone, because they already make noise, as he said, they all run from the hospital for the 3 days lockdown. I was like, okay, the patient they all left. Some employees are not go. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I saw on the media, and that was I learned. So that's not an eye opener for the Ministry of Health for me them go back and revisit. Say what work and what. Why did the patient run? Is it lack of communication? Why the patient for run? This is they should have been prepared for me. They know say they get places and they put some people there. They know say we people in Boku no get education. I mean, I'm not putting them down, but Boku no get the knowledge or the accessibility for getting information we they get. So this is not the way they alleviate anxiety, make the people and the country know say we get PPism. Show that TV out for dress, demonstrate, make the people and see. Seeing is believing. That will make people very feel secure. Say we are in place for letting God forbid this thing escalates away for consider. So I feel saying that that's the government will do first. We have to have in services and train workers on how to apply this PPE and how to dispose them because I did the cross contamination they happen.
Right.
Thank you. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe say this that thing because not just for the one at Salone, some people in Salone, but also we get nurses in Salone and around the world, UK, America, Australia, all money at the front line. Again, like we're just waiting that the research stay with. So that research, I know say plenty people in the wait for ask that one big question. I can ask her now. Most of we not get we don't know most of we they kind of also they feel our mind say, maybe I don't get this here or maybe I not get them. For somebody don't go through this rough patches, what you go tell people and say how you begin to detect the symptoms and realize say, something not right with me. Just walk with through you the day where you come in, then there's the way they come and walk and kind of always what they want to your mind because I believe say we all want to mind. Like I mean Napala they right now. What kind they told me straight Napala and they go in home again Napala they don't put me for now. So try for walk with through and also the signs and symptoms the way you go through. So that every single one will know say, well, this is not a joke. Because like we said at the beginning of the show, Salone everything is about politics. Even though man they die say they mix up politics, but let's make we put the reality and say there's time for politics and there's time for reality. So do you have as somebody don't go through this way you said also this you go tell we say not a joke. And I believe say you go with the first hand information now from your own way we work through this one so that we all go learn from them. So in case me say come one day I go just pick up phone and call say, hey, I go on self quarantine immediately. I don't need to come for work again. Over to you, sir.
Okay, well, that's a good question, and I always spend a little time for tell people them the truth because they need to know. Unfortunately for me, which I say unfortunately, I not ever present any symptoms. So up to today, I don't well back, so I don't want the cough, I don't get no sore throat, I don't get no shortness of breath. I don't get no fever, nothing until the day when I didn't awoke, which I believe, which I have to say the truth. I believe say, okay, that's why I used in my first statement, I say, we don't get infected long time ago. Okay, it's just that we, like me, like go to me now personally, my immunity is so strong, me not somebody me not a health freak, okay? Not because I know the drink, not because I know the smoke, not because I know they just eat anything, not because I always the exercise, I they run a treadmill, like would I on the crack, I they lift heavy weight. I love my body. I love to look good. I love to be healthy. Like I they swim, I they dive underwater for many. I do all this stuff. I love my body. My body na my gentry, my health, na my gentry. But let me tell you something. Well, I believe Sabi don't get infected long time ago. Because we put ourselves to so much risk, okay? So much because the amount of patient that will be deal with and a lot more. It was staggering. So like we put ourselves to so much risk to the point that I remember a week or a day. Sorry guys, a week or a day before even I feel sick. I talked to one doctor, a cool guy, young guy. I say, Dr. Yaz, I say, are they gonna start testing us for COVID? Because it's like, I don't know, maybe we're already even infected. He looked at me and he laughed. He said, Joseph, look at me. We are all infected. Not to say that, because it's true. Because the risk, we're not getting enough resources, we're not getting, but what thing can happen when make a belief say on I work the Monday, then put me for my schedule at 3 days a week, then put me the Monday and the Tuesday and the following Saturday. So I work the Monday, just like the last week, I work the Monday. What think I happened 2 weeks before I sick, or 3 weeks before I sick to be exact? We so short of staff. Okay, like the emergency room, from triage to critical units to trauma to acute to all, all the units in the critical in the emergency room, we need about 16 nurses at least for run to perfection for every side, get enough staff and everything. We need 16. For the past 3 weeks, because of the nurses, then they get sick, and then Boku they call out every day, and they afraid, and people then they say, they go, who's kind of thing, what if you go get this disease? So it was like we were down to like, for let we even get 8 nurses a day was a problem. So we were the can walk, like me, Iron Man, we want to say, I mean, at man, dude, I they do 3-4 times what you are supposed to do. So I think my body, when your body stress, the cortisol go up,
Shut down.
then it affects your immunity, then it bring down your immunity. So this is what happened. So I believe I don't get infected a long time ago, but because my immunity is strong, so if they keep me going, I don't ever feel headache, I don't ever feel nothing. I remember my shift, they start 8 p.m. and around, I will never forget, around 1:30, now tell me ADN, I say, with now the overall boss, I say, Miss Clark, I say, listen, I don't like how I'm feeling. I said, this is strange. I'm feeling like I'm shaking. I'm feeling like I'm feeling hot and cold. And I just don't like how they feel. He said, Mr. Cole, listen, if you're not feeling right, just drop everything now and go home. Because we don't even take breaks at that now, because we short of staff so much. So we don't even take break. We work 12 hours straight. We get 1 hour, 30-minute break, no break. So we the nurses then there, especially me, I run exhaust. So when he tell me that, he said, I'll just drop and go home if I know they feel right, because there's nothing they can do. I said, it's okay. I said, I'm gonna work. Let me see what's going on. I don't know, maybe not just exhaust, I exhaust. He said, okay, let me know. So I continue for work from 1:30 to 4 something. Bro, I begin sweat inside the PPE, the N95 mask, the glove, and the heart way then give it for put the head heart or whatever, and the gown. I begin sweat, drenched sweat, like for say I they run a treadmill like 900 miles an hour. I was like, then I was shake, I just collapsed. When I say collapse, right in front of the patient, zoom, knocked out of LOC. So then I don't know what they do. I think they rush me, take me to one of the cubicles, private cubicles and whatever, and all the doctors and rush for me. There is no medicine. Then do all my vitals. Me, thank God I don't get blood sugar, I don't get diabetes. My sugar was 100. I could recall from the lab, the whatever report when they give me. And then my blood pressure, my normal blood pressure is like 110 or 105 over 61, 62, because I exercise a lot. So my blood pressure very low. And my blood pressure was like 130 something, which for me is like is like death. Okay. Then my heart rate was over 100. And my normal heart rate, as I'm speaking right now, which I do check most of the time when I want to, my heart rate not ever past 62. My heart rate is like 58, 59, 60, 61, maybe 62, because I'm exercise free. So my heart rate was over 100. So imagine, so everything with me happened at the same time. That's the part. So not see somebody they work as strong, they work they run, they this, they that, make you feel like, oh, you're well, or this or that. You never know. I was walking all over, and then they just give me IV, fluids, because when your heart rate go up, despite you're infected, and then you have to overwork because maybe you dehydrated. So they load me up with fluids, 2 bags of fluid. They gave me Toradol, and that's all I remember they gave to me for the fever and just help me for let my body calm down, and that's it. That's all they gave me until we come back to life a little bit. And they said, Joseph, they did all the tests, but the COVID test, they come 3 to 5 days. They say you get for go home. They did my flu test me for flu also. It was negative. My white blood cells, my white blood cells my white blood cell count was perfect, high, low. It was perfect. The kidney function, everything was perfect. The only thing that was wrong was the fever with infection and brain cancer, and that was it. So I went home, I go on self-quarantine until I begin deteriorate, until God bring me back, and then you talk about how you put where you go home now, and they say, oh, you're not a nurse. Me said, we get a problem. Okay, my wife be there with me, and my wife get belay, 4-month belay, and I will get 1 year, 6 months old pekin. But because now London it come out now, they it just moved to America. So a week before, it tell me say because they afraid every day where they come, and I didn't hear them. But the thing we then do for we in our office, we just go. So we changed it with scrub, which totally disinfected and whatever. So we scrub everything. We go walk. Well done. We kind of we locker room. We disinfect ourselves and everything all the way. When they go to our house, when they go to close in our house, okay. When they where we scrub nothing from head to toe, everything. Then you go, you shower if you want and dress and whatever, and then you dress fresh. Then you go. So that was a way them find say be the help with the healthcare workers for they will not bring the infection kind of with us, which was very effective. Okay, but still, my wife be really afraid. It's like we be done there on social distancing long time ago. They put me on social distancing until one day it's so day in anxiety. You say I want to go back. So me say I don't argue. I just buy a ticket and pick it go because I know the risk because I get belay and everything. So we don't go. So now me one can be the leave. And I can understand, because my life was risk. I know the risk I be going to, so not like magic. So it's unfortunate. I don't get to tell anybody say, oh, I be the feelings, I be the car, be the nothing, and then 3-5 days, I then I'm host, now the results come. And I was positive. And of course, I know I was positive because I don't need tests for tell me that I know, because that's what I do. So I know that I was positive, but the immunity really come back after the days they were in our OCB that deteriorate because I be vomit a lot and I not be able I get so much generalized ache, body ache, I'm able to walk, I'm able to nap, I lose half of my weight. I went through hell, but I don't ever cough, I don't get pneumonia.
So you get the breathing problem?
Never.
Sometimes they get the shortness of breath. You mean you didn't get that as well? You didn't get any symptoms of the shortness of breath? Because
no, never, nothing. No shortness of breath, nothing. That didn't be the scariest. Nothing. No shortness, nothing. No. The only thing, the day where I sick, I get fever, and that's it. I was knocked out, syncope. They rush me, and that's it. And then they bring me back with fluids, and that's it. Nothing more. That's it. That's the reality for me.
Well, whichever thank you will get you back because obviously, just like I think was it yesterday, 777 people in just now New York alone where we lost. So as of this night, I think it almost reached 19,000 people. So this is not a joke. Just the United States, 19,000. Yeah. So this is getting out of hands. Really, Matilda, I know say where I get to you just earlier you talk about the government in your side. So now I flip now to the citizen at home because it's not. They say this is responsibility. Everybody getting responsibility now. So waiting now your advice to give citizens for this partial lockdown for let we go cover this year because like what we say we don't get that is charging on plenty of people. If now my way they exercise and do everything, they go through that. Imagine somebody in the 50s or 60s where it gets underlying pre-existing condition, which then we go through. So which now your advice for citizens made them realize that this is not a joke. This is something that we need to take serious and we need to take take ownership of this stance as Salone and say, I don't need policeman for Canam use, I don't need somebody. Mr. was still use and what's he right to make sure it's not spread. So what kind of advice you give to people then?
Yeah, indeed, this sick here so not a peak. Last week, then one day we've been there at the program, the way we talk say this sick not a peak gentleman, not a peak poor man. They look face. Okay, then one day we watched the program last week. We give a lot of advice, especially with two with brother and sister where been there. Miss Baby Sefwe been there at the program last week. Sunday where we do that special program, we give a lot of advice. Then me personally, gonna my page. they share a lot of things them. Me not see them from where this sick way even in China, they not begin announce themselves in other country. Now I don't begin they come on social media, I don't begin to talk about the sick, I don't begin to talk about preventative measures them. I don't begin to talk about wasan, I they talk about the bleach, I they talk about this, I they talk about that on how we for safeguard and help with because we cannot wait. The thing is that time is not on our hands. Yes, in true, not true says Salone able, waiver or whatever the disease for 120 days before it reach Salone. Let me tell you, it not take 120 days for make the sick reach Salone because of anything Sierra Leone did. There are countries in the world that are still to register one case of coronavirus. So for them, one day where they say, make I give the government praise for say, listen, the government managed for shift of corona from Sierra Leone for 120 days. Please put on your thinking cap and stop acting as though you people did not go to school and you do not understand the science of this thing. This thing is a microorganism. It is breathing and living just like each and every one of us are breathing and living. This thing here, so it blow. How we all the wake with the blow. Now the same way this thing so himself back in the wake, in the blow. Nobody don't know how this thing so they operate. Now guesses then we they take based on waiting. People, the science people and the master sabi people and don't observe, then take a guess. That not mean for say the guests are factual. That not mean for say the guests are accurate. As we don't hear you from we young brother and I also that decide. You don't get any of the symptoms, then the normal symptoms, then whether they talk say, now we for watch for see if we don't get this sick or if this sick here so don't come and we. So like I always say and like I always they say this sick here so it not get pattern. It not get pattern. It they make up in own pattern as it go. So if somebody can tell you say now this pattern here so we don't see for this sick, I always they tell you now say no, it is a lie. We not get pattern for this sick. So do ya me fumble them. Just as governments they try for doing you, I always don't talk for saying a partnership. We say for try for do you. I no go tire for talk say that wasan. When I see was you don't I make 1 or 30-minute video on how for wasan properly, how for protect yourself. That wasan business is serious. That clean you or sweep you dirty. Make sure say dirty not they around. Make sure say people and they was. Make sure say people they not sit on near themselves. Make sure say that you lap away. You don't if you know they wear again. Take and put on your nose, cover your nose. Make sure say then small close them. Una that enkincha. Ina no for say we woman the way we show we close there we can cut half pieces, put her, say for tie weight and kincha, like I tie me edge so not to by mistake make a tie me edge so today. Pull that and kincha, they do ya put her na your face, cover your face. And as I they talk about this, listen, the government not get we know what happened during Ebola. We not get that kind of money there. We not get the facilities them, we not get the expertise, neither we get the resources. We not get the kind medical staff, the kind medical personnel the way go take for men if that thing they really for the inside Salone. We not get the kind nursing expertise. We not even sure self if na Salone if we get a trained person we know how for properly make I not say a trained person because in this type thing you need a set of people. If we get a set of people then we know how for even properly intubate and put ventilator and control ventilator and control that kind of thing and I don't know self if we get them inside Salone. So do ya at the beguna I not say thing wrong. I no say tin tranga, but do ya at the beguna out tin tranga if we not put we hand inside one basket. Trust me, the thing go tranga pass out with it. So what we see Ebola na small, na play, Because this why so we poto don't catch fire. We are here we brother talker. We poto don't catch fire. It's self young people and they tell us say may go now may go sit down for make it they watch waiting they happen. And this na advanced country. This is the world superpower. Now in the talk so to young person, you know, where they work for them. And this opportunity, I want to take this opportunity for really tell Isa to Harrison of Azalea Design and Fashion, together with Marina Kagbo and whoever else is involved. I don't know all the names, but I really want to tell them thank you for this mask up initiative where they don't bring down for the vulnerable people them, where then they try for so as many masks as possible for distribute them widely. Now, Salone to the vulnerable people. There are also one for tell another organization, I think sisters looking after sisters or sister taking care of sisters, we go around Freetown during the lockdown, we go distribute masks them, even to the policeman them, now different communities them. This is what we need. Please, Sierra Leoneans them, if we can get every market woman for wear that mask, every market woman in Peking for wear that mask, everybody, even from the president, the ministers, write down, because listen, you lead by example. You lead by example, just like way the first lady in video demonstrate, and that you small lapa where you get. If you check and self pieces, you wrap and I not to say pass you go pay make the make for you. That mask is very important. That wasan very important. Make we help we self, make God help we, and waiting the government they do. Make God self put in hand, plus waiting we self they do, then God go help we go fix this year. So, but like I say, it is not because of something we did special. Now that make it take 120 days for make COVID-19 can Salone. No, there are countries in the world who still haven't registered a single case yet. So, but that is not to say that what we have done has not helped. Yes, it has contributed, but that is not the singular factor. Like I say, this is not a breathing, living microorganism where nobody not understand yet the science. Waiting with they do not guesswork we they do right now. And as we depend the guesswork, make we take them, help we safe. Make we like that they can say them and me then can say take blind cover you waiting and call. So make we all take blind cover we weighing him. Okay, now that's me get for say right now.
Well, thank you very much. Because, say I sense the raw passion there, but that's okay. I make another good comments on the show because the passion will come out of you. But I'd like to come back to me, Auntie Khadija. We all know say we need some things, most especially in the nursing field. We know say when it comes to virus, the immune system is the one thing that we will help you out. So immunity is a gate system. If your immunity is strong, if you hit yourself, go be a calamity. So waiting, you go able to tell family right now for what they're able to do for make the immunity strong. Because Salone will not go afford vitamin C, not even know vitamin C safe. So there, I want to take to the countryside, not to the white man, the countryside. What you go implement to make sure say the immunity get built up.
Well, thank you so much, Mohamed. Sister Matilda, thank you so much. You nailed it. You nailed everything within, we for do. So when we come to immunity system, the most wide advice first, the men then, the smoking, they get for drop that smoking. Because smoking are underlying factor where they cause a lot of, comorbidities that we body, where they cause trouble, where if you sick, instead of you, sick enough for kill you, go kill you because you smoke. That's the main thing nowadays. So because we not get boku medications them now that one day we not get facilities they're waiting. We sister just mentioned if you sick, you come just die. You not get boku team for help you like over here. So even we still not enough. So this one don't put a fear among between we. We don't want for instill fear. But we have to talk as it is so that we will grasp and say this is serious. So we go back now the farming. If you able get you orange, the orange now vitamin C get them. Pineapples, we call them pear or avocados. Then they get about 9.5 pH. Because this virus is a survive on this pH. So I whole class now and I'm not able to demonstrate so tonight. But as we all know, when you mean system that something where God puts in your body, when he said they affect any stranger we can inside your body. So now the immune system. So we come in there, we see that we're not able to understand what that they mean. And a certain organ in our body, now they produce you antibodies so they help you fight this sickness. So if you they take orange every morning, you they eat them, you they take you lemon, then ginger. People and they use ginger now. And they use something called cumin, where they have you seen they call it alligator roots or something? I'm not getting sample now for sure now. But those things you need for they eat them if you're able to eat them. I mean, I know say not all might get access to that. So people are applying they get them fortunate to get mangoes, them they get orange things, them lemon, lime, ginger, all those kind of things. And we all they use that. Now home remedies we use right now because we don't have no cure for this. So then I one thing then what you are. Because when you wash you and you use the mask what we sister they talk about so it prevents you not touch your face. Because like this virus now inside say you must. I keep saying it. That the mucous memory, now they no more it go survive. And it replicates itself inside your cells, inside your lungs, then trouble for them. And like what two brothers say, the bad thing is when they show sign. We'll be first time with man and say they show sign. You throat, you cough, fever. So any side you go, they see say they take temperature. So now that the Sergeant and they don't even get, you get fever, but not if you get temperature. So in body they fight, and I make you get that fever. When your body they fight this foreign thing with inside, now make you they sweat, so where it pass out because you don't lose all in fluid. So these are the things where we need for remember. Say all man in body they fight this sick differently. So therefore you signs the way they show then they different. If that maybe they get sore throats, you know go get sore throats. If that maybe they get fever, you know go get fever. So for let you know wait say, oh now when me throat scratch and at least speak I don't get a diagnosis, you said avoid that. Wash you hand, sit on our host, put the mask and sit on. I believe say by that way the God will cover we because we only get maybe a month. The curve go candle. If that curve there we go and we flatten, maybe we God will help we like go to the China. So this mask, I feel say the government for make a mandatory. I feel say the government make a mandatory. This go help. It's very tough to say how some people in the ask how they get mask. Like what Matilda said. Use the hijab if you're not Muslim. Cover your nose. Use the hijab. But one thing, wash them. Because we keep talking about using masks, now cloth, but you have to wash those masks. Yes. Because then they live there over 24 hours. The virus they get outside. So you get for wash that mask and hang up. When you pull in kitchen, wash up, hang up, and use other one. That's the only way that right now they put this together. And one thing, let me just say it before we finish. Well, see Nigeria they implement and Cameroon implement for we healthcare workers and the Ministry of Health. If they're able to get every workers, we then give them something called incentives. This time they make people even though we they work for waiting for God, but with man they give more money for maybe not saying men are not I now or they can't try. Because they go put your life at risk. Let's say when you die, you get life insurance or something the way you go left for your people there. So for not violent thing and they do incentive to you nurses them. Make them come. Go house to house and do them temperature, yeah. So do them vital signs. That way I feel Cameroon get over 1,000 when they catch or just when they go visit the house and educate the people them house to house in different languages. As we they wait for medicine where they contain and they we don't keep the government for be robust and get out and get healthcare workers. Even if you're not healthcare, they go train you. We for train because right now we get people in Aya only to nurse them for working at ICU. You see how America they train them for me them working at ICU. You they give them basic knowledge. Say you able to take thermometer, do temperature. You able to ask first if you they cough. You they ask first if you travel. You they ask first if you they vomit or you get diarrhea. You write up. That's why you gap the potentials for law we able to put this, we able to contain them. Obviously, we need to implement that as well. The mask and the home-to-home visits from healthcare providers. Then they will help we follow we continue.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You see, That's a good thing. Where the knowledge book will just flow no more. It calm down no more. And then if now other content for the pay for so now. So
Well,
this
they teach me that adjunct
exactly.
for Howard University before.
So
I
this
make money there.
now free blessing for Salone, and if we take into consideration, because not just do any back home. Most is for the forefront we need
Right.
yeah.
We
It's
do.
not so that we're not facing on all the people in Salone. No, because now we in fact now we are the front now. Then overseas country and now we the thing that hits everyone. So the advice I do maybe people take them to make them really take them serious. So that is why I don't see they say all play all work and all play made Jackie the old boy. So what's in that decides they up to now from I know say now you try for well now. So waiting now you waiting the after now. You try for go back or try for get some fun. Because I know say they find any couldn't on the ticket that they want for a gift from that distance. So they are telling small about that decide. You cannot say God don't bring me back. So one for now waiting how we enjoy that decide for move forward.
Well, fortunately for me, about 2 months ago, just get the drive again for do a song where I get in a dream, which is I'm more into gospel lifestyle.
Okay.
And so talked to a producer, produced the beat, already. It's just listening to the beats, like everybody we come with it around me was like, wow, this beat, final, what is now that music so I feel like, okay, so I think I have another hit coming soon. So I've been working on them. I don't even write the composition, complete the composition about 80%, but the focus of it was about being grateful and for life, for so much. So now music we then get for playing a club, not to them, I call it street gospel. Because for me, I'm born again Christian, I didn't listen all type of gospel, but my own gospel what I listen to is totally different from most Christians. I listen to Jamaican dancehall, street gospel, ghetto gospel, and hip hop and R&B gospel. So because that's what I enjoy. So my own kind of gospel get for different. I don't want anybody feel like, oh, that music is not for only Christians, not for play I don't want a church or burying. No. It's gonna be a total. So I've been work on but me not person I full focus on me on me work and on me school because I'm running on my master's completion. So it was more like, until this thing can happen. Now that this thing don't happen, it's like, wait. Did God give me this song because he knows it something that happened? So after it all, I could just, so the timing is right. And I'm really on top of the world right now for complete this song. I don't even get a team for the video documentary and a lot of stuff. So I want to take advantage of the opportunity for rejoice. I want to turn my pain into dancing. I want to turn my sorrow into celebration. Because yes, at the end of the day, coronavirus, all man in the field for touch their website now, or whatever. Yes, I understand. But I don't want to let anybody feel say, oh, that is I get coronavirus, oh, that is I look oh my God, he missed for die. So now every day they work on a tremble at the tremble. Hey, me now die, miss me. So no. I'm at the top of the world. I'm celebrating life. I'm enjoying myself. I'm dancing. I'm at the right music. I'm not saying not there for go, but bro, I'm having fun. So I want to let me fans then say, we go turn coronavirus. Yes, not to now. I know say, oh, let crowd car, we make sure. No. I'm not saying that. But we, at the end of the day, I want to let this world and everybody turn the coronavirus incidents, all the survivors there, because we all are survivors, whether you get time or you not get time, you never know. We all are survivors because after this, you get for done. Even if you get for turn to the flu, like where you go get season, it's okay. You go deal with things. By then, vaccine go on day. Nobody not going to even think about. Nobody not going to even know about coronavirus anymore. But me as a musician, I'm coming out big, man, with a song where I believe say everyone could dance to. And the song is not about for say coronavirus. No. But we go use them for celebrate life. everyone go dance to Ram, and it will bring me back. It go revive me back and say, you know what, Daddy Sarge, yes, we don't say you focus on this medical field, but listen, you are a musician, okay? So make sure you get your groove on, okay? Because we want to entertain, we want to dance, we want to party. So that's all I have to say for now. Soon, you go recall and say, wow, Daddy Sarge, tell me, man, tell me that the show, and at the first show this I ever talk on, and you do them, and that's it. Fire mambo, the fire with the hot.
Well, I just want people, we cannot say, okay, okay, let's still get calls them on the line. I can begin to take the calls there, but Matilda, just give 2 minutes quickly, just talk about what's in there, you know, say they'll pick up the phone line and they calls them. Then we'll come out to the next topic now, but what's in the go on at China or to border them. But I wanted that I believe, say, trust me, we are ready for party. They're going to keep all with long life in our body because Mr. ready for party. I don't say we want to get my house. So Matilda, I'll give you 2 minutes quick before we begin pick up the phone lines and the phone them. Go ahead.
Yes, indeed. Like where I've been the talk, just not say there are patterns. You know, just like with any disease, you they observe scientists, then they observe patterns them, and then they begin make deductive conclusions. Yes, from waiting we don't observe, or from waiting the scientists they don't observe. Yes, the COVID-19 are a respiratory, just like the influenza and N1H1, now a respiratory disease for the most part. Now so it how they call it, now so it display. Now so people in the see and now so it display, but then they no mean for say, it no get other way them where it manifest. Like where we see with brother, it tests positive, but one day cough, one day get respiratory discomfort, one day feel whatever, it just happened, boom. And even in Canada, we don't begin see cases them way the person no cough, experience respiratory discomfort or whatever, but then still they've been tested positive of the disease. So in as much as yes, we get the awareness, say mainly primarily the reaction of this disease na through respiratory discomfort, make we not bank on them completely say na no more we for the look for do ya mi fambul them at the beguna. The other thing we want talk just now, just like we sister Auntie Baby Bin they say just now, say some people them we for they eat the orange, eat the waiting and call me already, like just like that decide me a health freak. You know no one for see the vitamins things working load first time in body without corona. But me self way sit down so I dey boil, I don't cut, I don't cut orange, I don't cut pineapple, I don't cut ginger, I don't cut garlic, I don't cut cut small thing them. I peel the kanda because I not like for mix. I peel some of the kanda that I put on a one pot. Then the other one I put on another pot. I boil and sober one. Every morning when I wake, I dey go first. I go do me respiratory, cleansing. Why I don't put me nose. Not like get that country. Me not ever do them, but I don't see who side and they do and that country blanket. You put the blanket. This way you can just take your towel where the water don't boil. You put the towel on top your head. You inhale for clear your lungs. Then break the fluids. Then if they try for if any mucus they try for I go call them bolo bolo. If any bolo bolo they try for develop inside your system, it go clear and come out. And then dear beg that water, that thing where you they take for boil, also you they put your nose come out, also you they put your head under. Do you beg una not drink that water day? Una cut the orange and the other thing. Yes, because some man go drink and not go drink and una not done no more for just boil and put head. Then na other pot, una get to say una put the orange, una put the ginger, una put the garlic, una put them small fruits, then una boil them. Because some man go tell me say, hey, I no get things safe for drink. I no get tea. I no say salon una like una coffee and una tea. So now they can't give una coffee and tea for drink. That thing we wanna boil, una don't boil, una turn on a cup. Una drink am as una coffee, una drink am as una tea. it go warm una belly, then still back, it get vitamins there, it get the vitamin C nutrients, then they way una need for una immune system, for build una immune system, and at the same time back, they open una belly then, open una gut then, back for you know, for give una well body. So make that thing they can aid say, na Salone we like tea bad. So before you they can spend money, go to Koto, go buy orange, go buy cut and like I don't say, put the kanda na one pot, put water, boil them for waiting and call, and then put the actual fruit self na one other pot with water, boil them and make una the drink. Because una they get triple benefits from that. They not only they get you tea where you want water where you get, but then back they put nutrients then in your body for help fight any sick or any wala we one can near you.
All right. Well, we don't take the 1 hour. So Lord bring the guest them now and understand we are questioning for we will talk to it. So Lord, we get the first caller. We take first 5 callers, and before we get to the next topic about the Chinese stuff that happen on China, but Lord, we allow people evidence they come bombard with small now. Good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call from, please?
Hey, yes, hello, CEO. This is Janet Matamusa.
Yeah, Ms. Janet. So yeah, good evening. What are you going to take on the topic tonight now?
Well, you know, I started listening to Daddy Saj, and then don't read a lot of stuff and waiting. Matilda and baby don't talk about symptoms and stuff like that. But when you listen to Daddy Saj, we don't experience COVID, the disease itself. You want quickly for make the people you understand. Say, if they are just looking for someone with temperature, you know, then they're looking at the wrong thing. Because as I read one article, unable for Fena now for post them, but that article it talks about 2 strains of COVID. You get the severe one and you get a less severe one. So what thing that they say now is that, you know, in terms of vaccine manufacturers, they're saying not a one vaccine fits all. So if we try to understand what you make we get the severe COVID, and then we get a less severe COVID. So if inside Sierra Leone, look where baby Jalo don't say, it could be very important for make the healthcare system, the hospitals them, they get nurses them when they go send out for what begin to test people them community to community. You know, I should say if we name one country, say outside and do Cameroon or so, outside able help them for no order them. They were infected and they were able to get on top of that quickly. So that will slow down the process of spreading. Because, you know, I watched something that somebody sent me one video yesterday on New York. You know, I was so broken. I really was, you know, and everything I said there was God, you know, whether they go put in a one kind of open stuff. I just said, you know, God knows them by name. It just make I not feel so well myself. You know, just thinking about the devastation. But again, you know, we must praise the government one way or the other, say, well, they've taken some steps for trying to stop the spread here. And I hope so with people in Sierra Leone, they were able to embrace the information when they get at this program today. For no say this sick here, like we said last week, you know, no gentleman, you know, no poor man, you know, no APC, you know, no SLPP, you know, no nobody. Just have to be a human being. And if able to get into your system, a different thing. So I think to say the mask, you know, today I listened to one program where one lady they talk about masking up. You know, even Mrs. F now I don't pay somebody in a free tongue, the person don't produce certain number of masks them where we go try to give some people them. I think to say this is a joint project for every one of us as Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora. We need to come together and work for help, Sierra Leone. That is all I'm going to say tonight. Thank you, everybody. And that is Serge. You're an inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie Janet. We appreciate that. So now we can take the next step now for go to the next topic. As you all know, we know say Salone we cooking in a country we na Combra country. All man the pattern, we know the pattern nobody. Now so we don't grow up. But at the end of the day, the way the world is going now, let's say we as Africans they need for begin to take ourselves serious a little bit. We brought in China, they go to not to just say Sierra but almost all Africans, and because Nigerians, Kenyans, Sierra Leoneans, and other Africans, and they go to this problem in China. According to waiting, we gathered and say somebody get affected by the corona to an African person. So the person alarmed this stuff. Now the Chinese and the take on and feel say most of the Africans then get the coronavirus. And as some of them country, then they are not going to blame everybody, but we know some of them people in the way in the acts, not that forceful in the act. So then some of the authorities are not taken at a different level. Even the citizens of the country don't begin inject injectment notice to citizens them, Africans them, just they get to come in, they don't pay their rent and everything for 6 months, and just can't when they left them building them. Then take some, they go for quarantine them, go put them in a hotel, and then they ask the residents now they pay for themselves. And these people are not getting no money. So this thing they go on. From what we gather, the people let me don't alarm that to the president yesterday or the day before yesterday. The president may get for call the ambassador in China and tell the ambassador say you need for look into this issue and fix them quick. Because what would they will not let come and that no good for we all say them. So it looked like say the ambassador can't take up between you want for act a diplomatic way, but at the same time you want for help save the Sierra Leonean them. So instead don't can't take up between the hard way and the rock. So but before I say much, I will ask the team, make them play the video them first with them get. Let we all see the video them. I know some of them don't see them, some of them don't see it. Then we'll come back now and listen to the interview them back where the interview and BBC them we all go can and go your personal take from Muti because I don't want cloud anybody in your thinking. So if we all watch on we own and all man pick up to come and see something different from what you go see. So again, like as a technical team, we play the video them first, and after which you will come back and get the phone lines open.
As soon as they see, because waiting the app now, we apartment we do, we are sending it to the embassy. As soon as they see, so now the people there. Now we apartment all day. We don't do the 3 days quarantine. The 3 days quarantine don't come out the results. We all wait and test. When I say Salonians them, we all negative. You understand? We all negative, and I can show now the results because now the results this. We all negative. Then today, then just come with a new law. They say we all for left for apartments. Now they check we outside. For let we go in a hotel. And the risk now, we don't know if the hotel contaminated with the virus because we food themselves for buy for can cook. They say we not for take food then go because we food them already. They say for left for food then they provide food for we. And some people then they were allergic to Chinese food then we don't able to eat. So we they advocate for the embassy. Let them ask them.
Miss Kamara.
Oh, give me all the Nigerian passport.
Individual day here. Hey, so
how many? I have 3 here.
Yes, 3.
One.
Come down.
How many?
7.
So I have 2 here.
And working Friday.
Ogbonna.
Who's Ogbonna? Who's Ogbonna? It's coming.
Stephen.
Who's Stephen?
Is non-accessible to the federal government of Nigeria. In Nigeria, as I mentioned to you last time, we have a lot of Chinese there. I don't think you have ever received any information that the government of Nigeria go to their various houses and pick them and quarantine them. You can never receive such information. Why is Africa and indeed in Nigeria being targeted? We have European people here, we have people from America, we have people from other countries. We have people from Spain, we have people from Italy and Guangzhou. The population of
now within another hotel, and the hotel where we did, they just don't come into say, then they take we to another hotel, but we don't really know why they come for we or they come for can't take we. Me and the same boy Mabunia Vanga, I still talk to the Sierra Leone government, and I still talk to the Sierra Leone government. This is not a joke. When I need for camera to aid, this is not a joke. Now police here perform. Person is so healthy now. Person they do everything very fine, and they don't come back. They say that they take away another side. Even this pass alone is not good for we. Me brother, then right now this day happen. Me I don't know what thing they happen.
All right, family. From what we gathered, the Chinese government and say then they try for preventing people they not make it spread. Then they get the rules and regulation in countries, so then they go about and they go by the rules them. But it called we get from plenty Sierra Leone and China. Most of the students then called from yesterday up to this day. Then say we ambassador, they know they do much. They add them in a Facebook, WhatsApp group. They know they talk there. Also, like what we see the Nigerian council, the Nigerian consulate to do. They say we only not stand up. Then just ask the Sierra Leone. So now I want to comply with anything they ask now. So plenty then they say them scared. Then they carry on hotel and the food and they call them we eat them. Some of them not go put in a hotel and make them pay for when they not get money. So I start with Auntie Kadi.
Yeah.
Way I don't say Komura, a mama, somebody way then a foreign country. Waiting that you don't take about what you see and how you interpret this as a medical person, because we all know that the virus starts, taste spread and they go back. So for
Right.
all the Africans then, what's that you don't take on this?
I just see the vulnerability of we brothers and sisters the way now. We don't. This is they've been very victimized, because when you look at the way they approach, first of all, there is a language barrier. One don't know if we brother and sister how they don't understand the Chinese and who can meet them. I hope they do. And then for let you see somebody in dress up, in get appropriate PPE, they can meet you, where they can grab you, they wear gloves, and they say they cross contaminate the people. And this and I make we bother and they get more anxious. Because how can you be touching them when you don't already put your hand on that side? You wear your mask, you get your shield, everything. In just your little mask, they get within close. Then you can't take and go some side where you know don't prepare them for me to understand. So I think we embassy need to step up as soon as possible, because this is another health crisis. If even they send and go back just now, then people will not even introduce their own and virus on them. Because I understand they get 40 more new cases now in China. So and especially when they say that this thing starts, they already experience corona. What it don't do them? Then say this thing they challenge the economy, and they no one may repeat. So they see the frustration on the China government, but they fail to realize where the ties between countries. You cannot just do something like this. So I applaud the Nigerian consulate. We really stand up for take them passports, and they all from them. It's just they do things because nobody know they for represent them. Then they take advantage because nobody know they for represent them. So even if they get a report, say they get a case with Black African infect them, then for go through the process of the diplomacy of the embassy and report to the ambassadors, make them get at the people them, then they hand over them to them. For come, they go different, then they move them, yeah. And from what I gathered, they don't isolate them already, quarantine, and then take the test, repeat back another test. I saw one way, then they stick, the way they do the test now at the mouth, where we they do still nasal testing, then they go through the mouth culture. And you don't even know what thing they do. With a girl, can you say that they say they can infect you back? We don't even know. So it's very scary. And I hope not. And I hope our embassy and the governments of Sierra Leone will act on this as soon as possible, because this is very pathetic. It's just too sad.
It is. Because yesterday we talked to one of the guys there. When we call them back 30 minutes later, they don't come inside back the hotel. They call the test tube, they insert the nose, after which they do them blood back. So and they know the yes. Then just quarantine, then get the guys showing certificates we then get 3 days ago. Or after they know the last 1 or 3 days, then get certificates, okay, you clean. Then they say, oh, no, they can't do them again. And this time they draw the blood and then test them back. So now that confusion they go on there. So that is as somebody when I advocate, I know say as a musician, you may because when you're listening to you musically input corruption all and we know say you fight for young people. So by looking at this video, what's a young person will take and what are your advice you will give?
Okay, my personal take, so what you see, we can ever get in contact with, not so like I don't see this video, because from when I see, I don't even listen to news of New York City before I say even United States, because I tired with the news. But what you see and what I would capture is, first of all, Africa are the weakest link. China, they fight for superiority. America President Donald Trump called coronavirus publicly, all over the news, he said the Chinese virus. The whole world don't beat up on China. The whole world, presidents from each country, every country, I'm talking of the advanced countries, them say this thing come on at China. China and then cause this thing we go because they hide them, because the government get control, because now autocratic and socialist, then communist, and try for all everything, for let the news not go out until people then begin dying thousands before now they lose control of everything. For China right now, they are trying to look at who that then go blame. And that who that are the weakest link now Africans. Okay, so now for me, what's in the worry me now? I don't know, but it really worry me just with common sense. I fear say they will make a claim. Okay, if now African they bring the disease kind of a country, who then are the African? Where the person where we get this disease when they can go to hospital? Secondly, if now African person, it live with the African people then. How many who's African people the way you go say a group or a community of the Africans them now they this disease come out, then it spread. There is no proof. So what's in me they worry for now, which are they see kind of this going on. They are trying these people are communists, okay? Then they try now for infect, because even then they want to say we don't die in millions, in thousands, in whatever. How come them Africa people are away? They're not. They're a foreigner. They're not the man. They're not nothing. How come they're not a sick? So for me, it's like they want to use them as a lab rats, infect them. When they don't infect them done, then they say, well, if we're going to the country, they load in a plane. Say, well, we're sorry. Before the symptoms go even the show, they ship them out of the country. So then una say go kill una people. Who back don't die. Una say go die. Then they try for because when I follow up with the news we are seeing at the WHO or whatever live conference where one of the staff them the UNHCR or I can't recall a video where they don't go viral, and this is real, where the man say he was appalled that you people want to go take this test vaccine where they're not even approved. They don't know if it work. They want to go to Africa for go vaccinate. They want to not test, want to not use the white people them or USA want to make them or the advanced countries when they want to make them. Why? Is it colonialism still there on? It was touching when I watched that video. What I said to Namiai, he said this is nonsense. He said this will never happen. He said now make a vaccine, now get this disease. Good, una test them on our people, but this vaccine will not allow it for letting go test them by Africans then first. Because first of all, coronavirus not the day. So for me, the world, not just China, we get for be careful and pray for people because we president are so poor and poor-minded, and they are still slaves that this China, then they're not going to work up and tap them because they want money from China for sell all the resources and let their own pockets full, and then the people are left with nothing. So right now they don't care. China now they God to them. You understand? The president of Salone, we all know, even the former government, they sell Salone to China. So they don't care. The government, the leaders in Africa, the ambassadors, they don't care. You understand? They can do anything. China just give them money once their own pockets full up. You understand? But this not just Salone, but Africa as a whole. I believe they are trying to do something, because then they wonder how come now we die, how come now we suffer, how come Africa we put and not suffer. So they want Africa back feel this thing here, so we all go equal. So they will do anything in their power right now for infect and send we people in back going to Salone. That's what I'm worried about. And seriously, I don't know how we will affect this fit.
That's what I think they were doing. Because for you can
contaminate them right now. Then they touch them with their gloves and they gloves them in.
Just a minute, go them blood after you don't do
what are you doing that for?
But Matilda,
that's violation of human. That's violation of human rights.
It is
violation. You did got person in blood where sick, but these people are healthy people. They're not sick. Why you?
And they have to consent. Violation. They have to consent.
Not consent. Yeah. Because we been on the phone with them last night. There was 11 o'clock. In fact, night 11 o'clock then come. The night today. So as we get it, so we talked to her on the phone. Say, we tell us if therefore videotape, hide along, we know how the room there, then say, so we will see them. Now, they say, oh, never then get surveillance camera inside the rooms themselves, then they control everything what they do inside. So, yes, yes, that's the goal.
Why?
So,
why did you do that?
I asked my sister for coming because, I mean, if I connect me on TV with them like yesterday, we were able to talk to them directly. So,
this issue needs to be dealt with as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once send them people, then go back and let them go kill the people.
Well, they need to be monitored until they get to Sierra Leone.
Yeah. So, everybody, every human being is created equal under God's eyes. Everybody not equal. Everybody need to be treated equally. But when I see what thing they happen, so I can always talk something, and I believe say I don't even talk on this program. I say when we start treating people like demigods, when we start treating people, or when we treat people like demigods, there will come a time when they think that they are God themselves. Now they happen so right now in China. In as much as every individual is created equal under God's eyes, we as a people, we don't get so much inferiority complex on the other races them around the world that, you know, we feel say them better pass we. And when we come to China, we leaders then don't treat the Chinese people and the Chinese government and then Chinese, bilateral relations them as if they are demigods. The way we they treat them inside a country, the advantages them, the red carpets the way we they lay out for them. Now that make delicate they then feel say they can use us, abuse us, reject us, and reject us in any manner they please. Yesterday morning, before this thing leak, before it go any sign at the wall, before anybody 2 years bottom, I was woken up by me normally I they put my phone off, but when they can say God na God, somehow I not put my phone off that next day. My phone they ring, crack, I not pick up because while they sleep, If I make mistake, wake up, that is it. But not knowing that there were my Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters in China calling in distress. Now be a distress call them and they call me. Say, Matilda, we don't know what to do. This is what we've been met with. By the time we rally around, come around and then say, what is going on here? Then don't left me so many voice notes them, so many evidence them of waiting they go on. So immediately I said to them, my first question to them, the first question anybody for ask is, have you gotten in touch with the ambassador? He is there for you people. He there for represent una. He there for safeguard una. He there for safeguard Salone in interest in that country day. And say, Matilda, we don't call the ambassador till we don't tire. We don't call until we don't tire. Now, as a matter of fact, in phone day off, they pick we call safe again. Then I said, you know what? Wow. By myself, I not go able to do nothing. But let me get with 2-3 people them. I begin make 2-3 phone calls them. I say, listen, and I talk to some people. I'm like, listen, something is boiling, and if you not get in a colleague's ambassador in China for take care of what thing they happen quickly and put them under control, it's not going to smell good for us in terms of protecting our citizen. Neither is it going to smell good for us in terms of our relationship with the Chinese. And exactly what I say, nine don't happen so. In as much as, yes, you want to maintain good relationship with your bilateral relations, then the first and only reason and your primary and sole reason for existing as an ambassador in a country now for make sure say you citizens them are protected under the rules, following the rules and regulations of the country, but that they not be taken advantage. But waiting we see yesterday now be a blatant disrespect of the people then, right? A blatant disrespect of the people them. You know, they even how they call them disrespect them within even the Chinese system. Then people and they don't go through 90 days quarantine, the entire region. Where they don't separate the Africans them, and let me say this is only happening to the Africans now, then segregated the Africans them, then give them 3 days quarantine, then give them test swabs, then swab them, they all come back negative, then give them certificates, say with certificate for proof say they're negative. Few days later, then Canada apartment them, ask them out of their apartments, then they say, why make una they ask we out of the apartment? Next thing you know, these people are telling them because we need to put you on a 14 days quarantine. They say, but why? We just don't test we few days ago and I give you the results, then say we all fine. Why make we need for go few days quarantine? And then they said, okay, if una need for put you in a quarantine, this now we apartment, then this now the place where we pay rent for, now the place where we sabi, the place where we self they clean, una quarantine and supervise we na. But what happened? The authorities insisted that no. As a matter of fact, they were forcibly removed from their place of residence and then take them go to an obscure unknown location. At that time, we are frantically trying to get a hold of the ambassador. When the ambassador finally come on the scene, waiting, he tell the people then. He say, he don't know waiting they happen, he get for go investigate waiting they happen and find out, but make the people then comply. Now you see the difference. When the Nigerian ambassador caught wind of waiting they happen, he no wait and say, make I find out waiting they happen. He say, no, I they go take me people them. They go take me people them because first of all, these people did not commit any crime. The passport, the Sierra Leonean passport is a sovereign document of Sierra Leone, just like the Nigerian passport is a sovereign document of Nigeria. No other national, no other country, no get the right for seize that passport they or hold that passport they. Unless somebody commit a crime. In this case, what offense had they committed? What crime had they committed for make them hold them passport there and seize them passport them and treat them like common criminals? And then you go put them under a forcible quarantine for waiting. You not explain, you not provide proper food for them. Because I see the food the way then they give them.
Yeah, they send the food into
even we poor people themselves inside Salone. Trust me, we poor people themselves inside Sierra Leone. They're not they feed them dog, then they feed them the way they do brother and sister. They right now.
What is in that food? We don't even know.
You know, in fact,
yes, because I know they talk waiting and not sabi. And they talk waiting and see with me on two boy. Yeah, then they send all the evidence they can to we. As they send and as they receive and as some like myself and they forward and go give the people them where I need for forward so that it not go be saying that Matilda say. But the food where then they give with brother and sister they right now it was past waiting popo man self go give in dog inside Salone. So now I am asking. Waiting make we your ambassador incident they talk for say everything is under control, make them just comply. What are they complying for? What
locally the interview on a BBC lawyer again you take and they'll be back the guy, one of the guys and when they interview himself. Because even the water, I get the notes on my phone where the guy and tell and say that then 2 small bottles of water then give them for the whole day. And the guy say we're not going to drink 2 bottles of water. Then they text them with the officials. The official text them back, tell and say, well, when I go use the pump and I boil them and drink them.
Yes, and we get the document.
Yes.
We get the document.
Yeah, document. The boss send the full text message to me. He say when I go drink or the toilet water and drink when they can boil and drink if you want.
Yes.
You don't die in a business. Now 2 water they give you before you go buy your own water.
Yes.
But
they have an underlining issue with this.
Anytime where they make them a claim, they tell them say, "Una send me evidence of waiting, then give una."
Yes, if I will turn to the team as we talk, when they play the audio, I will talk to the team. Make them with the display on the show. Maybe they say go see them for themselves because the text message I will get, I will try for send on to the team. Make them go play them. while they listen to the audio. But let me go ahead and listen to the audio. The two audio demo we get. One, both from BBC interview, one of the guys, and also the deputy minister. So let me get your take so that, because again, we say Salone, everything about politics.
The BBC interviewed them.
The BBC interviewed deputy minister.
No, the Chinese people.
No, with deputy minister, deputy ambassador, sorry, with deputy ambassador and one of the guys, then the guy will contact BBC again, so they interview him and interview the deputy minister. So then both sides they won't take, and they will go come back. Yeah, we'll try to send this one back to the team as well.
Wow.
Tells and not being allowed to get supplies or food to eat. We've been contacted by Nigerians, Kenyans, and Sierra Leoneans. Well, today, African diplomats in China held a meeting to address these concerns. Sierra Leone's ambassador to China later issued a statement. Well, before we came on air, I asked his deputy, Safawiya Roberts, what he could tell us.
As from last week, all of a sudden, we heard that, they were inviting our nationals, the blacks, in order to be tested for this COVID-19. Initially, some of our compatriots or our nationals actually did not want to go for the test, but we had to talk to them that as we reside in the People's Republic of China, we have to go according to the measures in terms of containing this pandemic. So, as Sardinians are law-abiding people, they were willing to, in order to be tested. And according to what we've got the report, as most of them have been, the results have been very, very negative. However, again, the day before yesterday, we heard that, they have invited them to be quarantined for a mandatory 14 days. So, this is kind of very, very, bad. But again, as people that are very law-abiding, we have talked to them to be, to at least accept terms and conditions or the measures implemented by the Chinese government.
It's just that we've been hearing reports, and yesterday on Focus on Africa, we heard from a Nigerian student who said his situation is not unique. He said a number of African students, whether they're Nigerian, Kenyan, Sierra Leonean or others, and not just students, were being pulled out of the accommodation they'd been renting, they'd been forcibly evicted. Even when they've tested negative for the coronavirus, they've been taken into quarantine, and they've questioned why this is necessary.
That is a situation that we are yet to know. We don't actually know what is prevailing down there because we are in Beijing. But according to what we heard, it's a measure taken as a containment policy of the COVID-19.
But if I can ask, sir, that's not the case at all. Those who we've managed to get hold of have said they're being kept in areas where the food they've been given is meager. Sometimes they've only been given breakfast in the morning and no lunch. They don't have enough water. They're being stretched to their limits, and these are students. What answers are you demanding from the Chinese, please?
Ms. Bora, as I said before, this is yet something that we have to get an explanation from the Chinese government. And as of now, I cannot really tell you what is the reason. That is number one. Number two, we are in constant touch with our students and our nationals, and they have all given us report that for now they are taking good care of them. As it's about the time for me to get this interview with you, I was just on a call with one of our nationals in Guangdong province, and she told me that they are in good condition of health.
Mr. Ambassador, one can understand that in your position as a diplomat, you obviously have to be very tactful in these situations. And I see the letter the ambassador sent to Sierra Leonean nationals, for instance. Does it make you angry? Does it make you upset that there are Africans being abused who have been evicted, and some of whom are now saying they're struggling to survive, even though the lockdown has been lifted for majority of Chinese?
I know about the meeting today that the Director General of African Affairs, Minister of Foreign Affairs in the People's Republic of China had with a selected a group of African ambassadors. We, in solidarity, all of us strongly condemn the way and manner in which our nationals were taken into the mandatory quarantine. I mean, it was a surprise to all of us. That is something that we, the African diplomats, question very, very seriously. And if, there is not a convincing reason why they are taken into mandatory quarantine, then we stand in solidarity to oppose what they are doing to our nationals.
And he is Sierra Leone's Deputy Ambassador to China, Safa Wuya Roberts. The time is 15:17 GMT. They but weren't happy. So just before we came on air, I heard from one of them called Mohammed.
They don't understand the situation. They are not on the ground. They don't come to see. They don't ask with the people that are affected. As an embassy, we are expecting them to seek our concerns because they are here for us. They are not here for themselves because they are representing us as a Sierra Leoneans. Situation like this is a critical situation. The deputy ambassador is saying, somebody told me. Who is this person that told you? All of us are affected. All of us is not okay. Right now, as I'm explaining to you, in my hotel, since we came, they told us that we are going to have meals 3 times a day. Since they gave us breakfast, they skipped the lunch, and then they bring dinner. I call them for water, even some of my colleagues now. Because I even sent some videos outside to people for them to plead to the embassy. Because we are already did the first corona test, which all the results came out negative. Because when you do the test, when the results came out, they tell you that you're going to have a certificate. The certificate is what they are giving us. That's the certificate you have to move around. So in case the Chinese police stop, we have the certificate, but they did another second quarantine again, which was yesterday when we came back from the mall with one of my sisters from Sierra Leone. They stopped us, the police, they asked us out of our apartment that we came down and they are going to quarantine us again for second corona test. Then I asked the police, I said, is our embassy aware about it?
Deputy Ambassador Rogers said he knows there are some people who've been asked to go into a second quarantine. They're asking the Chinese why, but he's saying he's asking all Sierra Leoneans to comply with this, go back into quarantine, where according to him, he's heard reports you're all being treated nicely. And he said, and after this new quarantine period is over, they will then also try and get more answers as to what's going on.
I will clearly tell you it's a lie. We have not been treated nicely. Some people don't even have water in their houses.
Mohammed, what do you want them to do for you, not just as Sierra Leoneans, but as Africans as a whole?
They should ask the Chinese people, what's the second quarantine for? Where are you taking our people? Which food are you going to give to them? Instead of they talk to the people that they know that they will tell them nice stories, that we say things that the government will want to hear. I want to have an alternative that I can buy for myself. That's why before they took us to the hotel, we are pleading to the people for them to allow us to be quarantined in our homes.
And that's Mohammed, a student in China. Well, North Africa was the first part of the continent.
Thank you very much to the technical team for waiting play this, because the good thing is the reason why I make a follow we played until Aloma here make people not so they speculate, because like I say right now everything have to do with politics. Even though something will be documented, we say when you bother them, instead of we look at the lens of national coalition, we look at the point of party issue. So I'll come back to you, Auntie.
Wow. I know this is a national emergency. I can't even digest this.
Yeah, go ahead, because I know I don't even know to ask you. You just go ahead and tell me what you think.
Mohammed made a very valid point. Why did they take them out of their apartment? They should. I think the ambassador should advocate for them people to go back to their apartment. The fact that they don't know where they're going, the fact that the Chinese government never allowed them that they're going to take their citizen out of their apartment to an unknown location. These people need to be returned, because as a healthcare provider, when you look at them video, so me then just they contaminate them people. I will not even get this virus. They are contaminating them. So there is no process. I don't like the process. The method when they use, the approach is not. It's not professional. So they need. It's very unethical. That is the word. So they need to really return our people back to their apartment. They have to return them back as soon as possible.
So that is and I see something this in keenly for let you get word for word from them will see because I not make anybody mislead. I may not tell you say where you get things out of context. So over to you, what do you pick up from both from the ambassador and the man, one of the students there?
It's a shame. It's disgraceful and embarrassing. You know, I don't want to go too deep into politics because that's something we I get to be careful of. Because we Sierra Leoneans, we cling to tribe than to as a Sierra Leonean because some man not care once na in tribe in a party, you don't offend them. Even though they see the right, they don't want for no, you know. So sometimes through this ordeal with my musical career, I just decide for just stay home and just left everything. But on this case, I have to speak out. When I read the ambassador, the deputy ambassador, they talk, you just see that he's a puppet to the Chinese government because all they under for, I think, now for deal, you know, because it's, you know, where you put a slave to lead, it's a serious problem. Or where you put a poor, possibly poor, and you get a poor mindset is it's embarrassing. I love the question where the reporter asked and say, you as a human being, how you feel when you hear say you own countrymen and they in this, like, because everything they talk don't have any emotion, they don't have no empathy. It's so dry. All he's talking about, oh well, we go check, we go investigate because we don't listen to the. So he's trying to. He puts himself like a middleman. Not a Chinese or not a Sierra Leonean, just somebody from some country we come for investigate. So he stand neutral. He not say any word which should say this man, first of all, 9 people. And when I saw the video with the Nigerian ambassador, where they say, what happen? Why would I not do the same to American, to other? You just see the passion, the empathy for people. This is not politics, this is not diplomacy, this is just common sense. When I listen to the deputy ambassador for Sierra Leone, in a talk like, you know what, I don't know what's in the gun, then just bring me come for investigate this case. So I don't believe me, the Sierra Leoneans them, and I don't know anything about the Chinese, but I go look and see, and we go investigate, and we go, you know, he was just standing neutral. It's shameful. Like, I don't say like fet the Chinese, I don't say like tell the Sierra Leonean and say una fet or cause bad cause. No. But talk something where go show say you're a representative of a Sierra Leonean or of the Sierra Leone country. Show something, say something. I'm not saying you say fet, but the way they talk is like it gets until where they're afraid. You know, when you under inside somebody mouth, so you be careful because he will bet you. So he was more concerned about some gains and about some deals that we maybe get for come later. Let not go say, oh, you not listening at BBC. If you so know what you talk, but come on, you know there for we. That's what he playing game very well. And say Sierra Leone, I understand saying they treat you like a dog, but I'm sorry, right now the most important thing for me now it's me get for benefit later. So right now, me not kind of so for Saloma, me kind of make. No, for me, I have to say that's what I heard. That's what I can analyze and summarize out of Witayeri. It is shameful. It is disgraceful. As an ambassador for a whole country, you side the people the way they treat you. People are like a dog. That's just, Lord, I can't believe
Thank
it.
you, Pa. I mean, we take what think with social media these days that we're able to get something faster and put them out there because some of them if they tell you know they believe, but you see them.
Yeah.
And we take what think with the video and we stay with the see them. So Matilda, I know say you don't spend the whole day yesterday, all night, they go through this back and forth. And now you don't hear both sides of the back. So what's not you want to take at this point? Give me about 3 minutes because I know so they carry on up. They can put time. I put the time clock now. Give me 3 minutes, man. Because as I become emotional for the topic here, and now I become emotional there.
No, we need to make people then call in on this program and make them give them views.
Well, if we not see phone calls and I make the continue. I'm not seeing any signs of phone calls and they.
Oh, okay. You see, waiting go justify for make you don't go pull somebody in comfort. You go put outside you want for put and then 11 o'clock na net. You go knock in door, boop, 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 open door. Then open door, the next thing, na needle and swab. Waiting justify that day. If you say na quarantine, waiting make them not wait the next day, daylight. And waiting make way then they do this, why make them not contact the different embassies, them, the people that were involved? Why make them not contact the ambassadors or embassies that make them know say that this wire so then get for? Because you need for inform people. And me other thing is that yes, this afternoon I say no, actually this morning I sit down. I get they forward me. Hey Matilda, they're not going to interview the ambassador. Now this the ambassador they talk to. The ambassador not call we, not talk to we. Now they go talk say how in talk to we. All thing okay, all thing fine. We are well treated.
Wow.
He said they don't call. He said we get contact. Then contact we from BBC. Then why are you waiting? We get for say. He said make we talk or make we not talk. I said no. Listen, this is your life. You are fighting for your life. You have to go on there and you have to have your say. If not true waiting, the ambassador say, una go and talk, say yes, not true. If not a true waiting, he said, this is your time for the world to hear and for the world to know what is going on. Because Matilda over here, I cannot advocate for you in the manner in which me feel say advocacy for Vidon. So could you imagine when this coronavirus begin? If all the because we know say Chinese demand and then our country then would take. If we not take self, you go feel to say now then at the second some of the population themselves it pass some of we own indigenous populations. If we had treated them in like manner, if we had rounded up all the Chinese people and say make a talk because me na Salone titi, a Salone me come out. If we been done round up all the Chinese man there inside Salone and we go. We for who sign at the worst place for living inside Freetown? I don't know.
Bombay.
Bombay, eh? Okay. If we don't but this is serious. Let's make up. I just
true.
Perspective. If we been don't round up all the Chinese people that were there inside Salone, whether coronavirus day, even when people have started isolating them, people let me not begin to distance themselves, people let me not begin to stigmatize them. If we been round them up, we go put them a bomb and say, okay, until this sick year so done, una sit on a bomb, they wait. How them being fulfilled? That is exactly how our brothers and sisters are feeling right now. Exactly like the Nigerian ambassador say. The first question where I asked when they contact me again was that who are they removing? I'm like, are other nationals being removed? They say yes. I say, who are these nationals? Nine and say, hold on, make we clarify. Only the Africans there. They say the building inside we do. We get people away come out Spain. We get people away come out Turkey. We get people away come out different parties in the world. They say now we no more the Africans. They say I see a team up so because we build in a Nigeria man and Salone and what's not them. Now we no more them full come out. The other one then they left them. Say we they talk say bo even the country that where we come out we not even get but who then how come now we una can test all tell they can't test we. Like you see the unfairness in this thing. But again, like I say, when we make human beings demigods and we start treating them or we treat them as demigods, these are some of the things that happens.
All right, thank you very much. We got 3 phone calls. A lot getting phone calls. We fumble them. Let me get the first phone call. Good evening, caller. What name you outside the call from, please? Good evening, caller. What name outside the call from?
Good evening. I'm in Bendo. I call from Kansas City.
Hey, Auntie Bendo. Good evening, ma'am. What are you going to take on this topic tonight, ma'am?
Hey, me brother. Waiting me listen to the video them. I tell Miss Matilda plenty thank you. Of course, then go call somebody like Miss Matilda. But me feel say any South where we get embassy, we get ambassador. With waiting I read the ambassador they talk. Not feel say them people then they first of all make you one clear me own line for say I not belong to any one of them party then they are not SLPP, are not APC, are not NOP. So when me they talk, I they talk as a Sierra Leonean. Me feel say we get ambassador on there. We know they stick their neck out for the people them, then they did for their own private reason, also for the people them. That I will say I'm with all clear conscience. And secondly, for lay Isidom, it tell all the lie the way it is tell, just because in know waiting in the day for, because not for the people them, that a total shame and disgrace. I go tell you that for sure. Last year, this time, at China, I not saw same people, and they not get one respect for Africans. I go tell you that for sure. So if they did not that place, they compromise the life of with people them. Something get for be done. Let we not relent. Let we make enough noise. Let them people then they know for say. Then people then they get own at them. Now that's not me for say.
Thank you very much, Auntie Bendu. Obviously, the data are important. Let me get the next caller. Good evening, caller. What name inside the call from, please?
So if they did not that place, they compromise.
Caller number 26 down small. What name inside the call from?
Hello, this is Ibrahim Sisse from California.
Mr. Sisse, how are you, sir? What are you take on this topic tonight, sir?
I'm telling you, thank you. I want to only do well. I want to tell the panelists and plenty thank you. All man, then contribution is really valuable. And this is shocking, you know. The deputy ambassador, I really don't know waiting make suitable for that position there. You know, because if you now somebody we get the responsibility and your paramount obligation as a diplomat now for represent your people them within that particular country. And if that's not your primary job, you get for do with passion, with empathy and with compassion where necessary. And then particular tenors, so during crisis, now they with diplomats really for demonstrate which they mean to we. Yeah. You know, but according to Witimi, this man really detached completely, you know, from the reality and which is supposed to be as a diplomat. In fact, in the first place, when encounter happen, you know, as let's say diplomatic mission or embassy, what you want to do for try to make sure say we're able to account for our citizens in that country. And I don't feel this particular interviewer say he even know what the Sierra Leoneans the way they na China, because it just distance from them giving a response. You know, that they're not able to know what will happen with other Sierra Leoneans them in other parts of the world, you know, and if they're not able to account for each and every Sierra Leonean, you know, during this crisis, during this pandemic here, we countries them, you know, they work hard, and the Nigerian, you know, diplomats, they really demonstrate to we, you know, say, apart from just being a Nigerian, this is not a Pan-African, this is not somebody where they stand out for Africans. Because if they stand out, you know, as an African, they demonstrate to the world and to the Chinese people and say, hey, you can't mess with us. You know, no matter how we do, we get a responsibility for protect our own citizens. And but now that's this Sierra Leonean diplomat feel for realize, you know, and like how that research say, it really appalling, you know, it despicable and it's shameful for a whole diplomat, you know, for it be so far-fetched, so distant, so disconnected from in people them, and then one are students them, you know, for goodness sake, you see. So me feel say this person are not qualify actually, you know, it lack the impetus and really able demonstrate to we and to the whole world, you know, say that position it qualify for a handler. Because if we're not able to account for our people, we're not able to protect them, we're not able to stand for them, we're not able to talk on their behalf, you know, and then what you are there for. You see? And then you know the reporter really corner them, you know. And for that it just make them you know, expose them to the world, say this kind of person here, you know, really qualify, you know, based on which it tell we for it be a diplomat for able to represent people them, you know, we come on at this particular country. Because and at this particular team make the head of the WHO, he gets back at Donald Trump. You see, because it stands for show people and say, despite the fact that we're not Africans, we are a people we deserve respect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We get one more call. Where we get good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call from, please?
Yeah, CEO, this is Janet Makamusa again.
Yes, Auntie Janet.
Yes, I just want to talk about the students' their situation. I mean, I'll follow up on all the videos them and interviews them, of course. But the only thing what the time for say was it's not too late. We don't see the embassy then report whether and send out within our social media. I think so the next step really, because I've done this work before, when they beginning in Kuwait, you know, when they get into trouble with the people who employ them, I go through the embassy. The embassy doesn't help me. I have to go to the IOM, International Organization for Migration. I can go to them and talk to them. So I think to say they want they're not knowing them to the Chinese government. They are there to work, you know. So the next step is to get the IOM authorities them for get the names of, like an example, we don't get Mohammed now. If we get Mohammed in telephone number, we can able forward that to the IOM. The IOM will pick up this situation with the embassy, force the embassy for act accordingly. You know, I've gone through this so many times. So when I hear the story, so today it's a shame that I've not been able to get this information earlier in the day. We would have gone straight to them and they would have handled it, because it appears, you know, I listen to the ambassador. I will say to you, they are kind of restricted. They are restricted. As you work with them more and more, you find out that they're not able for do much and get for contact the foreign office, na on, you know, for try for interfere in the situation. But the IOM go bypass all of that and go straight to the source and try for deal with the situation. So what I want to say today, yes, we are all disappointed, but there is hope. If we use this organization, we go able to help people that in another situation. So what I'm saying is, tomorrow is another day. We can have a go at this and try to see how we can help them. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. We get two more calls and we'll end the show because we don't.
They try for contact.
I know. I think it already gets on the WhatsApp. All right. Lobbing the next caller. Good evening, caller. What name is the call from, please? Good evening, caller. What name is the call from? I think I made the call on the WhatsApp with the beep so just now.
Okay, yeah, because in China, then at this,
yeah. What name was the call from, please?
Because of security issues, not going able to disclose the name. The country also self presence living in China. Not all things you're supposed to talk, because communist country. The situation we face in China is very, very bad. When we go back home, where would they see Chinese people and how they live in our country? Where you see them, you don't want to do any kind of thing. Presently, you load inside bus, they all they want for you. As if like for say we not devil them. All the bad things, we then at the group Prince, the bubble where they do the video, where they make the video presently, where they send away they go viral. Now any Prince, now any name now one day. The Bobo don't do all kinds of not to in one. Them Bokuna Guanju. The ambassador they do nothing. They start as if like for saying a joke. The Bobo they do. This we don't tell with all these things. The government made them pull this thing for politics business. Made them try to rescue people and they suffer being there. Really beg the government made them come to made them able to assist the brother in Guanju. For presently we not in that city though. Beside this thing they happen. But within the group, all Sierra Leoneans them within China, everybody we see what they go through. Everybody, all man they count suggestion. Don't try for call people and after long for me them come to help. But nothing happen. Now on that bridge, people in the sleep. Presently, the kind of weather within China is very cold. It's very, very cold. We say they talk so I want cry for me brother them. It's very, very cold. Now during they sleep. When you then they quarantine now for 2 weeks. After that quarantine, they not do back home and they pull you on a hotel. Now it's very, very sorry. The government they need for do something for people and they need for do something for people. So me appeal what they do to the government, make them come and try for rescue. This not a comparison within the Nigeria ambassador do nothing. Me when they try for come to assist me, they able assist with brother there. Then they suffer and do them day. The weather is damn too cold. When I the Europe like in testify. April then so the weather is still there that positive 8, 5, 6 so a day. Then you then are doing a vac no more bet you well. A very, very cold. People and they suffer. Any outside you go, the Chinese people in a one day they want Paris in China. Now we one get no more the situation where they with now. So there we not pass on the message, make the government see to it, make them see to it because they with them when they come to China. And my own contribution on this.
All right, thank you very much, my brother Ali. I mean, you almost get me all in tears because we feel the passion for my voice, and we go follow up after the show. Okay, wanna hang in there? We go follow up after the show and see what's in. We go able to pass over to the administrators. I mean, the people in charge for how they will help on out. I'll let me get the next caller. Good evening, caller. What name outside the call from, please? Good evening, caller. What name outside the call from?
My name is Edward Mara. I call from Philadelphia.
Yes, sir. What are your take on this program tonight, sir?
Okay. My own take now that first of all, I want to encourage we brothers and sisters then waiting in China when they go through this ordeal.
I don't know if you raise what's up small for we yeah.
Yes, I say at this time I want to just talk to we brothers and sisters for let them be patient, and also easy. Going through all the ordeals and stuff like that. I really get issue with this because I want to talk about racism into this, because if I know every government around the world GTA about taking care of this issue, the coronavirus and all that, but racism, I mean, they play a part here, it is unacceptable, So I expect that the government for sending representative them, the ambassador, whoever, make sure you go meet with people them and see the need, within the need, because it's not what they and they cry. They're not the cry for the stipend and stuff like that. So many things going on. They just leave them to themselves, and that's not good. That's not fair. They tell well to we integrity as Salonians and all that. I know say it gets for talk politically, but this is reality. We need the ambassador for go meet them guys there, talk to them, get some conversation, and see how they go help them out. So that's my own small contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jamal. God bless you. Two more. Oh boy. Okay, yeah. After these two more, we don't take any more calls. It gets on tired and get for go. So I will not hold them because if the managers have a good 2 hours. So let's get the next call. Good evening, caller. Tell them the call from, please. Good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call from?
Hello.
Yeah, what's the name outside the call from?
This is my linesman from Toronto, Canada.
Oh, linesman. What are you on take?
Yeah, you see, like a lot of people, we talk to a lot of people that really go through this thing. First of all, the ambassador, they lie. They usually make us say they lie. When they contact her, when they contact her, why say one see video, let them send video to her. They send video to her, instead of you go rescue them first, what when they try for do, cover up. People when they suffer, when I don't pull them na the apartment and don't go through the quarantine, when I pull them na the apartment, even the ordinary grocery where food where them buy, they maybe allow them for carry that food inside and go cook the kind of food where they want to eat. They don't spend the money. And I tell them about the hotel they care them go, they ask them back say for pay. Because I've been there live with somebody where he called me on video call. I see all things. Not what they say or whatever. I see all things. They go grab. You sabi me I know one put this thing on politics, but I sabi SLPP with the press release. Because this press release government, let them do something. Me, not say go act like the Nigerian ambassador. But let them do something, whatever for sale, whatever they will try for cover up, let them stop that cover up. People in life they in danger. Who don't know who's kind of food, who's like Corona come on, China. Who don't know who's kind of food they go give there, go destroy the young future Sierra Leoneans the life with Corona. Where at the end of the day, waiting get to happen, then get for lost the life for how they call it. This no pull up on politics, no pull up on all things. Let the foreign minister and the ambassador, let them do something anyhow, by any means possible. Now just that one say because we have to look one small, and not they will talk correct. Now just that in my contribution. No, this is nonsense.
Thank you very much, brother. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Now we get the last call for the night. Good evening, call out, and we'll say the call from, please. Good evening, call out, and we'll say the call from. All right. Go once and twice. Hello? Good evening, caller. What name was the call from?
Hello?
Yeah. What name was the call from, please?
This is Yusuf Bar, call from Virginia.
Yeah, Mr. Bar, how are you, sir? What are your take on this topic tonight, sir?
Well, good. I do good. Well, first of all, I just want congratulate how you call on that research, you know, for a recovery way to go through. With the prayer, let God make it able to come out through, and let God get medicine. Talking about this issue now, China, you know, there's a lot of problem in government in Africa, you know, and they talk about Salone particularly, you know. If he, for example, not able to take care of situation, now, then country then Sierra Leone there, I don't know why would they even expect much for take care of foreign people that were there out, you know. This don't get for do with not of this regime no more, you know, from past regimes then, ambassadors then, they do their work for represent the people that would the foreign people that would live in the particular country where they represent, you know. Now taking for instance now Libya, you know, now put coronavirus. Libya when a backyard, as I would say, when a backyard. We see where they be there in turmoil, how people in Sierra Leone in particular, how they strain, you know, how they strain, don't know how to strain, you know, they're not able to do nothing. Because we help, we pull them people there, who side and they lock out them back, they're not able to do nothing. Then I see now a very complex situation like this. I will blame China a little bit, but not that much, because right now, everybody who side this tear they take place. Everybody get their own model. Everybody they try for secure the country, you know. So if a way this year be done at China, where be the start on the preliminary basis, you know, why African countries then not for land, you know, with something then aside, where they look after them people that were there, you know, before the thing they even escalate, you know, and then also with the ambassadors then they there. You know, then also we they represent Sierra Leone and within China. This year starts in a very slow cases. You know, escalate to this. You know, why not make, not able to do things there in the early stage? You know, no try for, you know, if we not pulling people in answer, but let's go to the rescue. You know, let's do something. You know, now it don't come to this kind of situation, and the people then just no remember say China not to, you know. Human rights na China a very we all know, you know, everybody can allude to that wording at the panel right now. Say human rights na China is very, you know, we even want to talk about that, you know. So we get for the government in Africa, you know, a lot of things and they wouldn't for deal with, you know, a lot. This is not just the surface of a past of a lot of things that would happen, you know.
Right.
So let me take no more this for today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, my boy. Let God bless you, and let God bless you now for our calls them. And this is going to be the last call for the night because my guest them I don't hold them. And on another edition at 2 hours, I don't go slightly beyond the 2 hours, so I will ask you because of them getting closing remarks. Me remark, me tongue don't begin the twist of my mouth because at this point I never know how to. But last time I can to Antikadi. What are your last word for family them tonight?
I thank everybody on the panel. I think we all do extremely well. Presentation. I hope say we people in our salon will listen to we. And 2 hours now don't sit down so. So this is a very, very important issue, and I make we all sit down attentively. They listen to everybody and give we all we sense. So we they listen from the people that we get more sense now, and we they pass on to now. So we expect to now not indulge on the message, not digesting them, not take them very seriously. Use una mask, wash una hand, social distancing. Now we continue to the Ministry of Health. When I think about the proposal that you this next, when I do the community to community assessment of everybody and make sure una isolate or somebody with the symptoms that they look for, then that person can be quarantined and tested. And so alone, una not feel ashamed for come out or ashamed for talk to them. When people that they visit for tell them how they feel. When I help them, they help you. So I thank everybody on the China Yon. We just hope and pray the government will act, accordingly. This is very appalling, like what all other speakers they say. Now we bother them, now we see that it can be you, not a shoe. So always think about it and just go to the rescue as soon as possible, because there is so much gaps in what they do, and we don't want to speculate, we don't want to say negative, but it doesn't look good. And anybody will get common sense will not say the approach is bad, and if we not act upon them, we go regret this, because it doesn't look good for. I don't know the intention. There is an underlying intention of what they're doing. So I know say that they use stringent measures in the country. They are frustrated. They don't want this to come back. It's catastrophic, but we cannot allow our people to be guinea pigs. So somebody needs to be there. So I thank you all for giving me the opportunity for joining them, and I look forward for talk to you again. And Salone people, I hope you nice, and I hope you nice, and I do what in the people the government they say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie Khadija. I bless you we get you on the forum, because you vast knowledge and experience in the medical field will save plenty lives. Over to you, Daddy Sir. Just now your last word of family tonight, sir.
Well, my last word I will get for say, myself learn a lot from this program. I've done over 20 interviews and all kind of, and at the end of the day, they're all different. But this one, it kind of like, I think when I get to a setting where, even me, self, we come on the show, I learn a lot, and when I empower me. And so with that, to Miss people in our salon, I want to tell them, say, let we stay united. We are Sierra Leoneans. No matter how we poor, no matter how what's in our happen in our country, we don't go through war, we don't go through all kind of thing. Let we stand as one and believe, say, that God will pull whip all in trouble, diet is still there. He go pull whip on this. Nobody I proclaim in the name of Jesus, no Sierra Leone no go die of coronavirus. Okay, coronavirus is real, and I follow the appropriate instruction from the expert, from the government, whatever una self do aware of, una don't know say na true, una follow, una listen. I don't need for repeat them. We all know the social distancing, the hand washing, wear mask. If you cough, report. Not begin hide them, they infect other people. Then just follow. Then they will save more lives. Okay? And anybody will sick, by God in power, God Almighty will get treatment. We not get. If America we get all thing, people in the dialect fall. Imagine Salone. So now God no more we get. And Mama Salone, really sorry for we. The people in China, my friends them, I know say I get a lot of people and they want to know personally. We they go through this how for column. I don't know if now genocide China they try for create on Africans, because they defend, they want revenge for what they go through. They look and say, "Oh, pick the weak link, which is Africans, because they're poor, their government is weak. Now we the Abopa, because they're not going to try with Americans, they're not going to try with the British, they're They're not going to try with the French. They're not going to try with the Russians. But then choose we, it's painful because I don't want to say this, but for me, it's like if anything they do with people they under, the government not going to say nothing. So all we get for do, let we pray, we expose and get ideas on human rights, how to get to them and this and that. Let we do all what we get for do possible for let the Chinese government or whatever they plan, let them know for say them people are not to lab rats, they're not to guinea pig. If we mistake with them, that's we go hunt with for a long time. So this I go left for now with coronavirus is real. We have to take all the precautions and let God bless Salone. Thank you, VOS TV. God bless you all. I thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Mambo.
Now, a blessing for we get you here, but for let you take the time, what you go through and can talk to family. We really appreciate that because this time we not a small time, a big time, and for the people in the area and from you as somebody where you don't be a legend of the country and you don't go through this and you take the stigma off and say no, I'm not afraid of the stigma. They come talk to one another and say this is real. Most of we don't understand it right now, but the impact we can forget on life is plenty. So we tell you thank you, and this is a blessing to we all. Auntie Matilda, we'll give the last word before I close the show. What's your last word for family, Mama?
First of all, I want to say boku thank you to Daddy Saj, and I pray God say as God don't put you on the path of recovery, make it continue for watch and guide over you and bring you to full recovery. And I also pray God for your woman and your unborn child. May God in hand of protection there over them. Make put a wedge of protection over them because she's in a vulnerable category at this moment. I'm carrying and expecting a child, but the God way so merciful and so kind, I know say he go watch over them and she will have a safe delivery by his name. Now, in my closing statement, here is what I want to say. Yesterday, I was watching the news, and as the journalist, a very powerful journalist inside Canada, closed the news, she said something that, I took a moment, I took a pause, and, me and my husband, it's just like in a silence, in a still of time, we just sat there and we just like locked eyes, and then we smiled. She said, few years back, this was Africa. This was the continent of Africa experiencing Ebola. And then we thought it was their problem. It wasn't our problem. And here we are, we have been brought to our knees to experience and to feel that which they felt. And then she said, maybe had we taken it seriously, then we would not have gotten to where we are today. So, to my African leaders, them, especially Sierra Leone, if I talk about Africa in general, my specific focus na Sierra Leone, because at the end of the day, that's where I'm from. I can be Canadian all I want, jingle all I want, but at the end of the day, this still remains Creole Titi, Creole Okutiti. It's not going anywhere. Listen, waiting I want for say is that, like everybody don't say this sick is real. This sick not they discriminate. So we people in a salon, do ya at the beguna. Una take all the necessary precautions them we una need for take. Like I say, I go talk and back again. Una cut una ginger, una garlic, una orange, and una this, una boil them and drink am like tea. Because wetin make I talk so not to all man go get money for go buy vitamin C. Not to all man go get money for able for afford orange for soccer and then for make tea, for go to culture, for go buy milk and go buy coffee. But if they don't boil down, then they get 2 in 1. Then they get the tea and then they get the vitamins, nutrients them for fortify their system. And also if person they feel sick, make you not go hospital. Do ya not to dan there say if person they feel well, do ya go hospital? Make them check una. The government, I know say it is difficult. Una no go get testing kits for everybody. Una no go get swabs for everybody. But now the communities them way congested. Now the communities them way una know for say they are prone communities. Do ya una make an effort, sensitization and testing if possible. Now that make I continue for say I am appreciative where the NGC take the lead and make their sensitization video them about a month ago. Now the different languages them inside Salone. I also appreciate the government's effort recently where they make the coronavirus song. I appreciate waiting the government they do, but that doesn't mean that if they are not doing enough, I'm not going to call it out, because this is what I am here to do. I'm here to be a gatekeeper. I am here to keep government on its toes to make sure say the work where we put them there for do, then do them. We not put them there for bio them. We not put them there for clap for them. We not put them there for vuvuzela them. We put them there for work for the Salone people them. And in time like this, we need them for work for the Salone people. When they don't work for the Salone people, then don't. Not to me, Matilda go can sit on the vuvuzela them. Then self young work go vuvuzela them. To the ambassador of China, the only and the most singular reason why you are there is to represent the green, white, and blue. And the green, white, and blue na Mama Salone in Pekin. Mama Salone in Pekin they suffer. Mama Salone in Pekin they cry. When this coronavirus begin, I cannot say how many calls I got from the students. Then at China, they talk, say, Matilda, please advocate for us. We ambassador, not they do enough. Now this waiting and call all the other ambassador, and they can and they take care of them people and they check on them people and they do this and they do that and they do that. I kept telling them, be patient, be patient. I am sure they are working on something. Be patient, be patient, be patient. But in this particular instance, I cannot say be patient. When my brother and my sister, their life they in danger, I cannot say there is no patience in this business. There is no diplomacy in this business. You need to take care of them and you need to take action swiftly. Then people they also not get, I don't know what will happen to them in the next 24 hours. I don't know what will happen to them in the next 48 hours. Heck, I don't know what will happen to them in the next 72 hours. But you where them put there, you need for, as an ambassador, you need for get your pulse need for day, your finger need for day on the pulse. The finger you for always there on alert, for ready for jumping, for be there for your people. When then they call you, not put your phone off. When then they call you, not begin to go give all kind bend. Yes, I know diplomacy is there, and you have to maintain diplomatic friendship. But in terms of where you people, their life they at stake, you people that are being treated unjustly and unfairly, base diplomacy aside and stand up for your people. That is the singular reason why you were appointed to go to that country, to make sure that you people them, they not take advantage of them. For make sure that you people them be treated fairly, be treated dignifiedly, not to be rejected and dejected and be treated unfairly. So I they call on the deputy ambassador once more. I they call on Papa government. Please look into this and make sure that the lives of our brothers and sisters is guaranteed, because one life loss, one Sierra Leonean life loss is all Sierra Leonean life loss, because we do not know the potential of that person. We do not know the potential of that person. And so therefore we cannot take alive and gamble with it. Every life has to be respected. Every life has to be fought for. And then they will put you in an office for. Una do una work. Where una do una work, not to Matilda go consider they praise una. Una young work go praise himself. Now then they me get for say, do ya me fambule, una not forget for wasuna and them. And not forget for where they mask them. And once again, I will say thank you endlessly to Reina, I think, Kagbo of Sierra Ventures. Thank you very much to Aisatu Arisin and in collaborators them where they do the mask up Sierra Leone. I thank you very much to the individuals them, because I know individuals that we also don't take on this project. We saw some then and they commandeer like then they buy 1 lapa, 2 lapa, say una make masks them for we communities them, una distribute them. Me not go talk waiting me don't do during this Ebola for Sierra Leone, because I am not into that business. I have never been into that business. So I not care waiting people and say you will not force my hand in becoming something that I am not. But waiting at the try for say is that make we protect we safe, make we safeguard we safe, make we all come together as one, make we all join on for the sake of the green, white, and blue, and not for anything else. Just the green, white, and blue.
All right. Thank you very much. I want to thank all my panelists tonight, Ms. Khadija Jallo, Daddy Saj, and also Ms. Matilda. Una blessing to we Sierra Leoneans them. The COVID say una fast knowledge them. We know so we all go tap into them and for help we can't get. I also want to tell we people that wouldn't take part in the show, the one that wouldn't call in, the one that wouldn't know they tear them on Facebook, YouTube, the app, and also we other channels them. And every Sierra Leonean around the world we they put on together for make sure say we fight this coronavirus. I pray for one all, and we all pray for ourselves, because this one obviously any day you can go out and sit and come. You for tell God thank you. And also we were in China with the ask ambassador do ya. The ambassador and the deputy ambassador with the plea to una do ya. Una need for look into this issue, una do the right thing for our citizens them. We know say diplomacy in a team critical, but at the same time, the people here they suffer. They need una help. So we go continue for do what we able to do behind the scene for talk to them, only for talk to, so that they able to have help brother and sister them. But do allow we not turn this as politics. This not Salone force issue this now we own brother or sister the main issue. No matter outside most in fact most people need to never know them party themselves. I notice most they disclose the political party they say they just want to forget a better life in China day. So let we not turn into politics, Lord we help each other, Lord we serve as our brothers and sisters keepers. And also we pray for we lead them back home. We know see this is a stressful time. They want for try for control this. We never get them the knowledge so that then we will help people them, and also people them back who they talk to Naduya. Most of the pictures I see, most of the pictures and video I see, not to make them up, not to doctrine. These are real corpse. These are real dead body them. Now people they die every day. So do you coronavirus here? If anybody turn us in a light owner and not play with them. Let us not make the same mistake we make during the Ebola time, but we lost lives. Them do ya. When do a very good job for logging 8 cases right now with no death. That's a very good job. But we continue for those who they do until the day the could decide to say immediately they come out. We hope say by the time they come out, Corona don't do so we'll go party and enjoy them. I tell you all thank you and let God bless we all. Let God cover we all over the overseas and doing back home, because we know say this coronavirus it come for we, but let God protect we all. By God in power, this 2020 go live we all with long life in our body. Bless you all. Let God bless your country. Stay blessed. Good night, everybody. And
One more thing I want to say. Happy Easter, everyone. Please enjoy the Easter with your family. If you celebrate like me, Christ is risen for our sins. He took our burden.
Well,
so make we believe in that and no sin. We will be good.
Thank you, and happy Easter to all my brother and sister them. And as we don't know, we can still celebrate Easter at home. I want a family, but always keep the distance and all that. Thank you. God bless you, and see you all next week. Stay blessed.
Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to TAVAppmaker.com and create your free app today.